Today is going to be an interesting one because we are actually headed out for the weekend at a spot fairly close to where I live. I actually thought I was going to be doing this trip toward the end of the summer once I had gained some experience and comfort with the trailer. But yeah, we're here, second trip, and I'm fingers crossed that all will go well because this is actually going to be some of the roughest roads I will take this down. Now, why am I doing it now? Because quite frankly, well, I had the time and I wanted to get out and enjoy this incredible weather because it's only gonna last for the rest of today and tomorrow, which is why I'm only gonna do 2 nights. I figured let's do a shakedown off-road, quite literally. In the meanwhile, let's jump in the truck and I'll fill you in on how we got here and where we're going. So let's go. All right, this is going to be a little bit of a hint at how remote we are going to be. So, if you haven't seen the last trip that I did, which was the first trip down to Kootenay National Park, then definitely go and watch that video because it's going to provide a lot of context for what I'm going to be talking about now. Nevertheless, I genuinely wasn't sure if I was actually going to keep this trailer or sell it. That's how defeated that I felt at the end of that trip. But I had the opportunity to reflect, reach out to some people, and the general conclusion that I have come to is kind of the same conclusion that I had from the onset, which was I knew that no trailer was going to be perfect and be able to meet 100% of the things that I wanted. However, my reason for keeping it fundamentally pivots around my ability to rectify the issue. So we still have the Micro Mini, which brings us to today. I'm actually headed out to an area that's maybe about 2 hours, give or take, from where I live. And it's going to serve as a really good shakedown, literally and figuratively, because as I've talked about before, this trailer is not only a ends within itself, but it's a means to an end, meaning I'm going to enjoy it for the capabilities and opportunities that it provides, but really the primary driving factor for purchasing it in the first place is to support being able to go and do extended mountain biking trips. And as a component of that, I'm going to be taking it into areas and down or up forest service roads and gravel roads and all these places that are inherently going to be quite rough. So today is going to be quite the test for the trailer in terms of evaluating how much suspension travel it has. I really want to actually jack it up and actually see how much suspension travel it has. I'm told it's like really short. If you are interested in that, please consider subscribing, as that is something I do want to do. It's also going to test how it handles, because this road, quite frankly, best case scenario is going to be super washboarded. Worst case scenario, we're talking like beach ball sized holes, or basketball at least, and I have 100% seen it like that. In fact, shortly after we get in there, we're talking like 4-wheel high with the rear differential locked type area, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. Tonight we are going to be camping along the ridge, and then tomorrow we're going to be going all the way down to the end, where I've actually never seen a trailer before. The only camping that I have seen happening down there was in a rooftop tent on the back of a mildly lifted Toyota Tacoma, just to give you an idea about where we're going. Oh, and we're also testing one final feature. I have approximately 40, I think, liters, maybe 50 liters of water in the tank. So that's about a third to somewhere between either a third and a half of a tank. So if it falls out from the bottom of the trailer, then we know that it wasn't properly supported. That's enough talking. Let's get back to the driving. actually trying my hardest to stay out of some of these holes. But I can already tell one thing that I may end up changing in the future is those stairs. I never liked them to begin with, but I was really on the fence about the exterior versus interior stairs, just from like flipping the stairs up and bringing a bunch of mud or dirt or snow inside the trailer. However, I can hear them rattling away back there, and that might be something that if it doesn't start to show wear, maybe I just trade out for the fold-up steps. Still not 100% sure on that. Again, if you have an opinion one way or the other when it comes to off-grid applications, not necessarily setting up in a campground for 3 weeks, I'd be curious to know what your thoughts are. Oh gosh, everything's falling over in here. I'm doing 22 kilometers an hour, and we are maybe 1/15th, 1/20th of the way all the way down. Might be a long day tomorrow. Might be a long day today. Now, this vehicle does have 4 auto. Sorry, we got another hill here. My reason for not using 4 auto, instead just using 4 high, is because 4 auto inherently sends the torque to the rear axle, and it only distributes power to the front axle when there's either like a rotational speed differential or a wheel spinning, or et cetera, and I just didn't want to get into having power distributed through the drivetrain back and forth like that in this setting. Ooh, jeez. That's a bit nerve-wracking even for me. I can think of worse places to camp. This may seem like somewhat of an anticlimactic end to today, but I'm tired. I just worked a 42-hour week, or however long it is. I think I'm going to grab my camp chair, kick my feet up, maybe a fire, because the night is just so darn perfect. It's very rare here in the mountains to not have, you know, predominant westerly winds, but thanks for joining me. A couple of rowdy moments. One I didn't catch on camera, unfortunately. 7-degree side incline. I should really talk to Winnebago. to see what the center of gravity and the maximum side angle is. All the more reason to carry more water, help keep a very low centralized mass with a quite literal ballast. So till then, cheers. Well, hello and welcome to day 2, or what is sort of mid-afternoon day 2. Please accept my apologies. To be honest, you haven't really missed anything. So last night I was just doing a little bit of reading. Ooh, that wind. Oh yeah, that's really coming in. It's actually kind of a good segue. So it's been windy a little bit on and off. I'm just loving this site, and if I'm being entirely honest, I slept so darn good that most of the morning passed me by. But a little recap from last night. I actually sat down, got a little bit of reading done around fire, and then I ended up actually over at the neighbors. You know who you are, hello. And yeah, thanks again for allowing me to join. It was super nice to chat with some other like-minded campers, and yeah, and then I ended up just calling it night. This morning was a late start, and then since then I've honestly just been doing a whole lot of filming, and you know, just trying to again just like keep dialing in this setup. I feel like it's sort of 2 steps forward, 1 step back sometimes. You know, I'm gaining comfort in obviously the trailer and, you know, knowing what I'm looking for, what to expect. And then at the same time, the list of things I need to buy to enable that just keeps getting longer and longer. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm honestly just enjoying this site so much that I kind of feel like spending tonight here as well. I did actually look at the wind forecast. It's supposed to die down around 8 o'clock this evening. So given how quiet this area has been, I mean, it's a Friday night. I expected to come out here and this place be an absolute zoo with, you know, guns firing off left, right, and center. And it hasn't been, and I'm not entirely certain why. It may change, and if that's the case, I'm already hooked up and we'll roll out. But I think that might be a future video. And again, I'm just honestly enjoying coming out and parking. I don't know, isn't that the point of camping anyways? Just to enjoy yourself? I think maybe a beer is in my near future as well, especially if I'm not driving anywhere. Please forgive me. All right, let's do that. I did actually make a promise to you last video that I'm going to keep right now, which is to keep you informed and, you know, bring you along this journey with me as I learn and discover things. And the fridge is still freezing on the inside. I don't know why. My theory about the ice formation, actually here, let me move it out the way. So my theory was that with the furnace tube having popped off, that it was causing like the hot air to blow up behind the refrigerator, and then the refrigerator was fighting against itself. So yeah, gosh, I still feel really bad about, well, for you guys, about sort of hyping up the really technical you know, drive in, but like, oh, it's just so nice to like hang out. I even took the glass out of the microwave, and I don't know, I might put that back in. But yeah. It's one thing that needs to be adjusted is the fridge door. It's like crooked, so the bottom of the door hits when you're going in, but if you lift it up, you can see how smoothly that is. So yeah, I'm making a list for more warranty work. Let's see here. Fire up the inverter. There we go. I had a leftover lunch from this week. Food. Where's time? Kitchen timer. Stop clear. Where's cook time? Oh, it's not 1:30. Oh, that is literally just a timer. How do I use you? Let's just do that. I'm sure there's a way. Just put in the time. Does anybody ever use these presets on microwaves? Beverage, potato, dinner plate. No, I just always put in a time. It's crazy, right? We're using a microwave in a trailer off an inverter and a battery. Wild. Absolutely wild. Mountains are all covered in cloud over there. I can see some light though on the other side. There we go. That's good. Okay. So one thing that I did the other day was go around and remove the 4,000 stickers that were on this trailer. Oh my gosh! Like, I don't know how many times you need to advertise a 3-year structural warranty, but it was at least twice on the trailer exterior itself. Oh gosh, my neck. Not to mention the gazillion warning labels, some of which were on the tongue, talking about stuff on the interior. Needless to say that those are all gone. Now this here, just want to make sure, this is for removing road tar, asphalt, and bug residues from painted motor vehicle surfaces without causing damage to the paint. What I'm hoping to be able to do is use this. Glue residue that was left behind from said stickers. Oh yeah. Look at that. one thing I did do prior to removing the stickers is I took a picture of them all, such that should I ever go to sell the trailer or need to reference any of that information, then at least I have a copy of it. But, oh yeah, that's great. This one I don't ever anticipate needing. This is the backer location for your exterior mounted television. Now, I don't have any personal objection against people using an RV to tailgate. Might not be my thing, but where I draw the line is on trailers such as this that are intended to go off-grid and off-road, and then, you know, deep into nature, and then to want to sit outside and stare directly back at the wall of your trailer to watch a movie. Maybe I can make a concession for like kids or something like that, but like, even then, wouldn't it be a much better opportunity to promote reading a book or going out and exploring the environment that you've just spent a lot of money to travel to get to? I don't know. I don't have kids, so I'm sure many parents would disagree with that assertion, but that's where I'm coming from. You back at your pinstripes already? Some tree branches here. Very nice. Good. Oh yeah. Reasons I can't fully understand or justify, I washed the trailer prior to driving down this long, dusty road, but this weird stuff up here didn't come off in that wash. In fact, it's the second time I washed it, and yeah, I wasn't really sure what it was. That's better. Show you this here. So it's called, or it's by a company called CanSolve. It is made in Canada. It's called Final Wash, or Lavage Final, for all our French viewers. Apologize if the wind is causing audio problems. It's gusting up to, I think it's at 47 kilometers an hour. So pretty characteristic, unfortunately, of being in the mountains. Another vehicle. Might get some neighbors tonight. To be honest, I'm surprised that it hasn't filled up already. There's a good number of cars that I saw coming in early this morning. Maybe trying to beat the crowds, but that's just gunfire, I think. Whew. Well, good morning. You may or may not be able to actually hear it behind me. There was a heck of a system that rolled through just to the east. In fact, it was moving from the south to the north, which for this area is really uncommon. Typically, the systems are dominantly western. In fact, there's like a little saying, best from the west, beast from the east. So south moving north, whenever I've seen systems like that, or even just weather in general, it's typically like warm, dry air blowing up from like the Vegas, Utah, etc. direction, coming up into Alberta. So it must have been mixing with like the cool mountain air and just turning into to a good cell. So I've been listening to thunder and seeing a few lightning strikes over in the distance. So that's been pretty nice. But as we sit here right now, it's finally like warmed up a bit. I don't know exactly the temperature. It's maybe 16, 18 degrees Celsius. The sun was sort of poking in and out of the clouds. So for a second I thought it might be nice to like sit out and do some reading outside, but I'm not sure. Well, maybe. Yeah, I'll try. That's my hope. Yeah, I can see just more clouds moving north. That's so, I mean, bizarre, uncommon. Anyways, still here in the same spot. In fact, quite frankly, I'm thinking about spending another night, because why not? I do have lots to do tomorrow back at home, but the weather is sort of, you know, preventing other plans. Some updates. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I swear that's going to be my 2024 year in review. I finally figured out the pulsating issue with the water tap, and I'll show you what I figured out in a second. But still, with water and ice formation on the back of the fridge, I have no idea why it's doing that. It's ice right now. I wiped it off twice yesterday. I'm like, the heater is blowing out. I mean, there would be warm air up and behind it, but there's going to be warm air behind a residential fridge at home anyway. So I don't know why. Is it the heat that the fridge itself is producing? Like, is it fighting itself? It shouldn't be. I don't think there needs to be any like additional venting or anything like that. So I'm gonna make some calls on Monday, maybe to or I keep saying LG. GE is the manufacturer. Again, I still love this fridge, but also I need to try to adjust that fridge door. I'll add it to the warranty list if I can't quite figure it out. It should be fairly simple, but I did actually have a go at it before and was completely unsuccessful in making any improvements. So yeah, let me show you what I figured out with the tap situation. All right, first I'm going to show you. Let me make sure it's all up in its normal spot, but let's see here. There you go. You can see that pulsating, and you can probably hear it as well. But now watch when I extend this hose down to here. Weird, right? Well, on the inside, here, I'm actually just gonna, let's move some things out of the way and I'll show you. Okay. So on the inside here, let's get my garbage picked up. There's like a weight on the bottom of this hose. And what it's doing is it's collapsing the actual hose itself. So when I pull the nozzle down, it's shifting this weight further down the line to an area that it's not collapsed on. So generally speaking, either the hose is too weak or is already like damaged or something. Let me see here. What's this? Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So it doesn't slide. But yeah, you can probably see the pinch right here in the hose. And that's from it with the weight bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. And if I'm being entirely honest, this is way too much weight for this hose. There's no reason that it needs to be this heavy. I hope it's like maybe filled with sand, but I don't see any way to like get in there. That's going to be my next investigation. I might have to like pull the whole thing off. Maybe, honestly, I just like remove the weight or reposition it somehow. But yeah, it was just the hose causing a pinch here. I might be able to come in and add some like reinforcement on the outside if I can't reduce the weight. But again, it's pretty heavy. I mean, you can see, or hopefully hear, like that's a lot of weight for a thin line. So just bad product from the get-go. I mean, it was installed correctly and everything, but it's caused its own issue. So I kind of haphazardly discovered that. But this is the whole point of me doing these like shorter trips where I'm trying to, you know, not bite off more than I can chew in a sense. Like the last thing I would want is to like get out to Squamish and Whistler and Bellingham next month and then just have nothing but like these little problems and not know what the solutions are. Ugh. So yeah, so my plan for today, honestly, is to go outside, make a few videos. I really do want to talk about the weight distribution system that I use and why I use it. Cool. All right, we'll see you in a bit. All right, well, I feel bad, but I've made the decision that I'm actually gonna pack up and go home. I had genuinely debated about spending another night here. Another one that I had not intended. Oh, that's dark over there. Here, let me show you real quick. Not sure if that showed up really well, but anyways, I'm just sort of, I think I've had my fill. I think I've accomplished essentially enough that I wanted to. Ironically, I didn't film a single video that I thought I was going to film. I filmed a bunch of other good videos, I think. Yeah, it's bittersweet, I think. But I feel like I wouldn't really achieve anything by spending another night. And it's going to start raining here in the next hour, and it's going to rain pretty well all the way into the night. So it rules out a fire. I didn't have one last night. Yeah, I think I've done what I needed to do. I do genuinely feel bad though, because I built it up as going to be this epic, kind of really big test, and then it turned out to be, I wonder if you heard that, thunder's rolling back in. Didn't turn out to be quite what that was. I mean, still, again, valuable trip nonetheless, but we will return. That's just water. I feel like there's a race against time now. Kind of is, in a sense. If I want to do anything more than just pack up and leave. Obviously not. It's nice to not have to do that in the rain.